Level 11, double wake jump. Okay, so you're doing your wake jumps, you're timing the top of the wakes, the foil's piercing the top of the wakes, and you're getting a nice sizable wake jump. The next step, 2 wakes. This requires you to come in with more speed. So you've done your small wake jump, now you're starting to come into the wakes with more and more speed. You're jumping, landing into the bubbles. Now there's 2 ways to address this next step. One is to have more speed on the boats. The other one is to shorten your line a little bit so you can go wake to wake with less effort. So your speed is a little bit faster, your timing your jumps, your line's a little bit shorter, and you want to start out from a pretty good ways out, and you're going to go ahead into the wakes, and you want to use a nice, smooth, progressive angle of the board. Continually turning the board all the way through the wakes, try not to let up and flatten towards the boat. You keep turning the board all the way through, and you time your jump, and you jump with enough air that you'll clear the 2 wakes. If you keep landing on top of the other wakes, or if you're just not clearing the 2 wakes, then you pretty much want to start from a little bit wider, and you're still not clearing it, then you want to go with shortening your line. When you're you're getting used to riding and flying your foil above the water, and if you find that your foil, that you find yourself sitting so far off the edge of the seat that the blade is rising still too much, you can detune your foil. If you find that your foil is not wanting to rise up enough, then you can use positive shimming, where you can put a shim onto the foil to where you can actually make it rise more aggressively. Using the arc method or progressive angling is whenever you want to keep nice positive line tension at all times. If you flatten up, then you're doing more like a flat jump. So you'll edge, you'll flatten up, and then you do your jump. But if you use progressive angle, or this arc method, which is the pendulum swing, so you're keeping the line tension tight at all times, it helps you to float through the air with more positive line tension. When you're doing your wake jumps and you have your line tension, then you flatten up some, when you jump, you'll have loose line tension. This is when it makes it easier for doing your grabs and floaters in the air. So you want to not release completely where you have complete slack, but you don't have complete big line tension when you're going to do these grabs and things like this. So you want to be able to do a nice progressive angle and smooth and get a nice smooth jump without big line tension. This makes it possible for doing grabs and floaters and things like this. Level 12, grabs and floaters. Alright, if you're going to do the floater, which is double grab on the handle, so you have to let go of the handle, double grab on either the seat, the board, or something like this, and then re-grab the handle again. The important part is that you must loosen the line, and you want to bring the handle closer to your body so you create that it floats along with your body. Then you can do some type of grab or whatever you want. Level 13, dismount flip. When trying your first flips and even attempting flips, one of the best ways to do this is the dismount flip. First, you want to start by edging out, let go of the rope, and learn how to balance the foil basically off the water and gain that control without the handle, because it very much is a different pull. Now, you've mastered this. You edge out, you let go of the rope, you can balance no problem. You're controlling the foil without the rope, and you want to start trying your flips. First, you start it with a couple jumps where you have to use all upper body, and you can be pretty animated with your upper body, especially when you're trying to do more into the flip. But at first, you just do a couple jumps where you point the nose a little bit and kind of land on your back. Just basically doing about a quarter flip at best, just to feel how the pop is going to be without the rope. You want to jump, you want to land on your back a couple times, nice and slow at first, and then as you start to gain some confidence, you do it with a little more speed, a little more speed. You've gained all the control, you let go of the rope, you're very animated with your upper body. You want to do it with a little more speed before because you let go, you want to have some good speed, and then you want to really utilize your upper body. Bringing your upper body low, bringing the foil down to the water, and then aggressively jumping and flipping and throwing your body and making that board come around, pulling your legs and trying to make everything enter into the flip very aggressively and bring it around. The nice part is that you do this progressively a little bit. You start it slow and you go a little faster each time. Maybe you might even take a face plant on a couple of them, but you do that at slow speeds. So you still keep the speed slow, very animated with your upper body, set the flip, set straight back on the back flip. Obviously if you're going left to right, it's because you're turning and setting yourself left to right. Try to make sure everything's perfectly in line. Now you're getting that perfect takeoff, you're snapping around, you're getting close. The next step is to have more speed. Try to do the whole process with a lot more speed, more animated with your upper body. Use your arms like a gymnast. You can throw your body. You want to try to be spotting the water. Very important that if you're throwing this trick and you do not see things coming around, it's going to be very hard to land the trick with any type of consistency, because if you're not seeing it, it's going to be very hard to make. Now you're setting this trick, you've got a lot of speed, you're popping, you're getting nice air, you throw it, you're spotting the water, and once your blade hits the water, then you have to recover by getting your body very forward to not have it want to flip again. And that's okay if the first couple times that happens, you flip, you land, you flip back again. That's fine. But what the next step would be to try to flip, have the blade enter the water, and get your body forward, and go ahead and ride away, still sitting on the blade, and you've stuck the trick. Alright, it is very important that you make sure that you have all of your equipment on tight, you have your strap tight, and make sure your heel straps are done up correctly, because when you're working on the flip and you don't make it all the way around, this is where all of that stuff being very secure and tight is going to be your safety net to make sure that you do not hurt yourself. When you're throwing the flip, you're not going to be looking at anything particularly other than setting your head back and trying to spot and look for the water. That's the first real thing that you want to fixate on as you're setting the flip. You look back, it should more or less be a blur, but ideally you want to have your eyes open because you want to see the water. Then you spot the water, and that's where you want to bring your foil back around and trying to get your board to land on the water. And then, okay, you've thrown your gainers and your attempt flips without the rope at all. You let go, you're flying along, you throw your flips. Now you want to do them with the rope. This point, you want to hold the rope and let go midway at best of your handle through the flip. These are your first attempts of hanging on. All right, now you're throwing your flips, you're hanging on the rope, you let go in midway, and you're landing the flips consistently. Now it's time to land the flip with the rope. Level 14, backward inverts in the flats. Okay, you're setting your flips, you're making them letting go of the rope. Now you're making them where you're letting go of the rope halfway. Now it's time to hang on and ride away with the rope. Okay, a good tip for the driver, when the rider's trying to ride away from the flips with the rope, you can give a little bump of the throttle, just ease back 1 or 2 miles per hour on the landing. This will help soften, because a lot of times when people are landing their first flips, they're a little bit stiff, and they're not as smooth with their arms, so a little bump of the throttle can definitely help make or break the first couple flips. You're edging into the flats, you've got your solid jumps, now you're doing your flips, now you're trying to put it together where you edge out, you're smooth, you don't want to have a super tight line, you want to actually start to flatten off. You set your flip, you keep the rope low and by your waist all the way through your flip. Then as you land, you want to get yourself into that recovery position, which you've already mastered without the rope, but this time you want to hang on. Level 15, backward invert at the wake. Bringing it all together. You have your wake-to-wake jumps, you're jumping really solid, you've thrown your flips without the wakes on your dismount. Now you made your flips out in the flats and you're hanging on with 2 hands. Now here comes the time to bring it all together. Do your flip off the wake. So you're coming into the wakes, you want to have your good wake-to-wake jump speed, and you're trying to time the top of the wake, but now with setting your flip. So obviously you're going to do it more aggressive just like you do your flip. It's really important that you keep your handle low and tight to your waist the whole way through your flip, and you want to maintain that position till you land. And as you're coming around for your landing, which you've already made it in the flats or on your dismount, now you want to try to spot the landing, get yourself in a good riding position, and this is definitely where a nice little bump of the throttle will make your job a little easier. So a bump of the throttle from the driver will definitely help, especially in your first view, because with that line tension, it's definitely going to be a little bit different for you. Before, when you were using your upper body real animated with your arms out and away from you, you could use it to throw the trick and use it to go ahead and stop the trick. The difference here is that you want to keep your handle, you pull your handle in, you get your nice jump, and you do your flip all with one motion. You want to keep your hands low and tight, and as you land, you just want to lean forward and get your handle low and forward, not up and high, because that'll pull you over and you'll end up falling off of your landing.
videos are forever.
Hello, I'm Dean Lavelle, 6-time world champion, and welcome to LTS. We're set here on beautiful Crystal Lake. Provides for a really great wake for the wakeboarding, wake surfing, and all that. I've been coaching pro riders for a long time. I've had several pro riders on the pro tour. I work with a lot of the people from South America and from all around the world. Places to stay, we have the beautiful bunkhouse with memory foam, 2 different kitchens, the food, the meals, and music playing, and it's a good vibe. We have 3 different boats for the beginner, the intermediate to advanced. We have also advanced to pro wake surf. The newest is the jet boots. We're really into pushing that, promoting that, and teaching. Come to LTS, try out why we're different. We have the best coaching in the world, and we have some of the greatest place on earth. Come check it.